Hey everyone, welcome to another week of my YouTube show. This week we're going to do another Let's Talk About segment, and we've actually got two really awesome games to dig into. Games that you should go play, you should go try out. So let's get right into it. When it rains, it pours, so there's a lot of games going on. Very, very busy time of year. And we're not even, well, we just hit October. We're not even really into the holiday season yet, but things are starting to pick up. So what should you be playing? First, SteamWorld Dig 2. This is a Switch title that came out. I loved the first SteamWorld Dig game. It was really good, kind of came out of nowhere, at least for me. One of my friends made me play it a bit after it came out, played through it on the Wii U. And I actually remember it was a game that I almost went back and replayed entirely after beating it. That's how much I liked it. Enter the sequel, SteamWorld Dig 2. You are no longer controlling Rusty, who was the old main character. You're now controlling Dorothy on a quest to search for Rusty. Game's longer than the first one, and it's also awesome. It draws from a lot more of the Metroidvania elements than the first one kind of did, but the digging's still there. There's a lot of really cool power-ups, and it actually toys with some interesting... There was one really interesting section that I don't want to spoil that I thought was really cool, and there was just a stretch of that game when I was playing it, like around the middle-ish, that was just like this awesome stretch. But yeah, SteamWorld Dig 2, absolutely worth checking out. You know, I do wish they kind of move away from the initial digging a little bit. There's not quite as much of a digging focus. Instead, it's giving you a bunch of other ways to kind of wade through the dirt. Through the dirt and mine and all that. Anyways, you know, there's some other things I wasn't really a huge fan of. The game does use a lot more backtracking, and it runs through the same areas again, but that also kind of gave it, like I said, way more of a Metroid feel than the last game had at all, really. I'm going back and forth on the ending. It was kind of a twist who the final boss is going to be, but I didn't really think they developed or fleshed out enough of the story to have that twist, have the impact it should have, or make sense. In the ending, I was initially unsure what to think about it, but kind of a brave ending, and again, it's interesting what they've set up and how, and what actually happens, but again, I think they could have done a little more to kind of set that up. But yeah, and hopefully we'll see a sequel. Kind of seems to be what they're hinting at. But anyways, enough of digging and mining and collecting ore. Time to go to another game, which I absolutely adore. Cuphead. Oh man. Cuphead, I didn't realize, I was actually reading some stuff, I didn't realize Cuphead had been announced in 2010, which doesn't seem right, but I was just reading an article that was talking about that. But Cuphead is finally here. This is a game, I wrote about it, I think at E3 2 years ago. It was at E3, I think, once before that. I don't actually know if it was at E3 this year or not. I didn't get to play it, if it was. But Cuphead is out, and it is fantastic, and everyone's talking about Cuphead, and it's hard. It is really, really hard, but I just love the game so much. And at this point, I'm not quite done with it. I'm up on the 4th island, and as of the end of the 3rd island, I had like 500 deaths or something like that, which is, you just keep dying. But yeah, Cuphead, it's got the look of old cartoons. It's got an big in-your-face, big band soundtrack. You have to check it out. It's really good. This is on Xbox One, PC, Steam, also available on the Xbox One Anywhere, which has cross-saves and stuff like that. I haven't messed around with that yet. But yeah, I actually think right now Cuphead's in the running for my personal game of the year, which is saying something. So, absolutely check out Cuphead. A lot of people have mentioned the initial button mapping for the controls aren't super great. I've also had some technical issues, which I haven't seen anyone else mention, but I had 2 glitches that required me to completely restart levels, and the past few days I've been playing, actually it started yesterday I think, it feels like every once in a while it just skips a frame, which is weird, and I don't know why it's doing that, if that's something that just my Xbox is doing. I mean, there's no discs to worry about, so who knows. I also wish, you know, I think I'm kind of in the minority on this, but a lot of people haven't been a huge fan of the platforming levels that they added in. And I actually wish there were more of the platforming levels. I think that Cuphead, you know, you've got all these bosses, and I'm curious to see if there's any post-game content or anything like that. There's not a whole lot to do in the game except this huge string of boss battles with a few platforming levels in between, and I think there could be more outside stuff, more unlockables, more unique and different power-ups you could use besides what's in the game so far. And someone on Twitter pointed this out, and I think this is a very good point. This is the studio's first game, and it's this good. I've already went out and pre-ordered a whole bunch of Cuphead merch, so yeah, Cuphead. Absolutely check that out too. I want to end this by saying something that I think is very important. Both of these games, $20, so for $40 you can get SteamWorld Dig 2 and Cuphead, and you won't be disappointed. Make sure to check out those games, and I'll have more discussion on these games and other things on the 8-Bit Awesome podcast coming out later this week. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, click down there. Let me know other games you want me to check out. Let me know how you think this channel's doing. Let me know your favorite type of Halloween candy. Whatever it is. Thank you for checking out my videos. See y'all later. Bye!